I am Will Abdul Ghaffar, or as some of you know, the feature presentation Will Martell, or to my friends, just Will. Okay, now a little while ago, this is going to be short because I got things to do and whatnot. A little while ago, I watched Wrestlemania 29. Now, I wasn't going to even watch the program at first because it kind of lost my interest when I was over in Kuwait and they were kind of hyping it, hyping it up. And I think I said in my last outing here that we got the shows like 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks or a week behind what they were due here in the United States as far as, it's live here, but over there we would get the shows, kind of late and everything. So, I really, lost, a lot of interest in watching WrestleMania. Even the build up between Cena and The Rock wasn't the same. It just seemed, just so blasé. There was nothing that really piqued my interest. So I decided that I was going to, watch it. I got it, and I was going to watch it. It took me about 2 whole days to watch it. All I got to say is that I think there needs to be an alternative, and I don't mean TNA. Now, if you're still a wrestling fan and whatnot, like most of us that grew up watching it, and some of us that are, that are actively involved in a business or was actively involved in a business, it doesn't fully leave you. You still have an interest in watching and seeing, the progression of the product. But it lost my interest really, and not only that, they didn't have two of the main, to me, the main black attractions on there, which also lost my interest, and that was Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. And getting back on that for a minute, I said that I wasn't going to do any more, wrestling-ish type of points of view or anything like that, because I'm way past the business, but I still follow it. So I felt that it was necessary for me to, give you brothers and sisters out there and everybody else my thoughts on it. And my thoughts on it was, on the entire card, there were 3 people of color on the entire card. Okay, that made up of Alberto Del Rio, that defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Jack Swagger. Who was the other guy? Biggie Langston. Bruh, let me tell you something. You, my friend, better learn how to work. Because from what I seen, you shouldn't have even been in there at all, with Kane, Kane and Daniel Bryan, which I don't have anything against those guys. Those guys can actually work. And I'm going to say it like this. I will call a spade, okay? I will call it just exactly how I see it. And how I see it is, to me, I come on here and I tell you guys about my point of view on, the whole racism in professional wrestling. And that was going to just be, something that was short. But, I mean, on the entire card, okay, Rock was main eventing, okay, and everybody should know how I feel about that. All right, that's fine, okay? He's still a brother, and everything, and he was main eventing, but the entire reason I think Rock main evented was because, see, he was brought back in to bring the ratings up. Because otherwise, and I'm going to say it like this, and most of you will disagree with me on this, but I will say it right now. The reason Rocky was brought back in, and whatnot, was to bring the ratings up again, because CM Punk, can go out and make these, do these ridiculous promos about how he was champion for 400 and, some odd days, as WWE champion, and he's the best in the world, and this and that. But bruh, nobody was paying attention to the product. Okay, you was not the most watched WWE champion, and I don't think so. And a lot of people will disagree with me because there's a lot of CM Punk marks out there and whatnot. But I don't care. If I piss you off, I piss you off. If I, if I'm saying something to those that are not CM Punk marks and that agree with me, then that's fine too. But I'm saying, this is a country where it's freedom of speech, and I'm going to speak on it. I think that really the attention wasn't brought back to the title until The Rock took it. Okay? And it showed some kind of interest. But then the WrestleMania buildup wasn't like it should have been. It wasn't like years past where you looked forward to seeing it, And, if you go back and look in the history of the thing, how many people of color actually headlined WrestleMania, okay? And go do your own research. I mean, I think some of you have collected all of the WrestleMania anthology DVDs and what have you, and videotapes from the past and whatnot. Ask yourself that question: how many people of color, be they black, be they Latino, be they of an Oriental Asian descent? Just think about it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not here, to rip on anybody or anything like that. No, I'm not. I'm here to, clearly speak on this subject, and I think that, now it's, they're putting the wrong people in the driver's seat. And now that Rock, okay, that was the next topic. Rock took his ball and went home. Apparently, and from what I understand, someone in the back pissed him off and he walked out. He walked out and kept going. Kind of did a Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think back in 2001, 2002 or something like that, whenever it was that the NWO resurfaced in WWE. Stone Cold had a problem with working with Hall and working with Nash and working with Hogan, because Hogan was one of the people that was responsible for Stone Cold getting fired from WCW at that time. And from what I understand, Ric Flair had a lot to do with that too. More on that sometime in the near future. So Stone Cold had a problem with that, and everybody kind of got on Stone Cold's back because he walked out. Because he was the biggest draw there for a long time, and they pissed him off and he left. They said The Rock did the same thing Sunday night. Something happened. And when you watch WrestleMania, the main event, John Cena and Rock, the match it seemed like they were going through the motions. It seemed like the finish, the finish was to me was so fucked it wasn't even funny. Okay, I mean, the finish was expected. The whole unfolding of the match, the story, that they were trying to tell within the match, just seemed like they were going through the motions and they were trying to do a repeat of what they were doing last year. And, Cena came out there, incredibly happy, and whatnot, and act like he was happy to be there because he might have gotten a heads up that he was going to go over, and maybe he had always known that, but it probably didn't become real or, very, very clear until the night of or whatever. And I feel like that he was too incredibly cheesy. I mean, you look back at the main event, you'll be able to tell. Rock came in there not like usually The Rock does. It was like zero intensity for the match. Usually The Rock is, really intense when he comes out there and he's doing this bouncing around, and he did to a point. he didn't do it a whole lot. I mean, he came out there, did his little bouncing around, and he did his shtick and everything. And what was strange to me is usually when you have two main event workers getting in the ring, when one guy does his when the first entrance happens, okay, the guy gets in there and he kind of, they do their thing. And then when the next main eventer comes in, the other worker leaves the ring and gives that guy his moment. John Cena didn't do that. He didn't do that. He never left the ring. So that was something that struck me kind of funny. Usually two main event workers, one guy will give that guy his moment. If you look back at Stone Cold versus The Rock, or any kind of main event like that, usually one guy gets their moment, to do their shtick and everything, and then that's it. Okay, there was just something incredibly weird about the whole ending of the match. The Rock and Cena, they were standing in the ring, and it looked like Rock was either pissed off, disappointed, or whatever. So I was trying to really look back at it, look back at the video to see if, John stiffed him in the match or something. Cena stiffed him in the match. And I didn't really, see it. Maybe it was that last attitude adjustment or something like that. Maybe John's elbow went into, his elbow or his forearm went into Rock's abdomen or something like that. But